David was a shepherd boy who was always in the bush taking care of his father's sheep and lamb. Very consistent. He never missed a day. Always in the bush, not knowing God was training him, not knowing God was preparing him for a purpose. He never gave excuse about time. He never gave excuse about the season. He never gave excuse. He never gave excuse about his incapability. He always believed in God. He believed that through faith and obedience, he must achieve greatness. David's boldness was not because of his size. The world saw David as ordinary. Even his brothers, even his father saw him as ordinary. But David knew the God he's serving. David knew that he don't measure his enemy by their size. He knew his God. David knew who God is. David understood the identity he has with God. David never found excuse. Even in season, he never used season as an excuse. He never used time as an excuse. David never said he was not feeling well. David never looked at the season. David never looked at the time. David never looked at the size of the giant. Because David had a dream and he walked with God. His dream was fulfilled. And he saw that his dream, his ambition made him higher. That his becoming a greatness came to pass. David understood who God is. That our God is a God that wants you to take action. Is a God of faith. Is a God that loves faith. He said without faith, it's an impossible thing for you to please God. He understood he needs faith to walk with God. David understood that he has ambition. He has a plan in life. And that ambition and plan, he just needs faith to go. He just needs God to go. He never give an excuse in his life. He's always ready to fight. He's always ready to take it by force. He's always ready to make it in life. He never think of season. He never think of time. He always positive. That he keep looking at God. He never looked at the giant. David never saw the giant. David only saw God. David was not like us. He desired something. He created his ambition. He created a plan for his life. And he knew what he wants to do. He knew that when he does not act, when he does not go, when he refuses to do something about his vision, about his dream, nothing will change. He will remain there. He will remain in captivity. He will remain in poverty. He will remain silent. His life will remain silent. Nothing, nobody will even hear about him. Nothing will change. David understood it's not about him, it's about God who is in him. It's about God who says he should go. It's about God who is inside him. It's about the God he's serving, not about his ability. That's why David moved. David noticed that you can desire, but if you're not willing to do, nothing will happen. David never sat down in his father's house. He would have thought, I'm the last child of the father. I should be in the house. But David is always in the bush, taking care of the father's lamb and the father's sheep, because he was preparing his future. He was preparing for where God is taking him. He knew where God is taking him. He knew that he has a God who does not want him to be ordinary, that his God wants him to be somebody. That's why David kept preparing, kept planning for it. He never sat down one day and said, oh, I'm the last child of the family. I shouldn't have been in the bush. I shouldn't have worked. I shouldn't have done anything. He understood his God. He knows his God. And that God is always working for our good. And that God will not allow him to be put to shame. And that he has an identity with God. That's why David moved. That's why David took time and prepared himself every day consistently. There was not a time in the Bible that an account was given that David did not go and take care of the sheep, take care of the lamb because of time, because of the season, because he feel he's not feeling well. He never gave excuse about his life. David understood that there is no correlation between wanting to do and doing. That he must do, he must take action. David understood that there is no gap between action and no action. There is no correlation between passive and active. Stop looking for downfall. Stop looking for excuse in life. It's time for you to rise and shine. It's time for you to rise and take your destiny by force. It's time for you to move. Some of us, God have told us to move, but we are still giving excuses with time. We are still giving excuses with the season we are. Don't stop your miracle. Rise as David did.